Okay, now time for Jan Marckhoff of Ben Energy. Welcome back to Ecosummit.
Thank you. Jan. Perfect. Thank you very much. Am I allowed to move, or am I supposed to stand here? Okay, good. Okay, thank you very much, Jan, for having me again. I'm co-founder of Ben Energy. We are a spin-off from ETH Zurich. And what we have been trying to find out is how to engage people when it comes to energy consumption. Even though we've heard a lot about the new things that have come up in energy markets, when you look at energy consumers nowadays, most of them actually more look like this. So when you talk to them and say, hey, do you know how much you consume? Do you know how much you could actually potentially save? This is pretty much the feedback we get. I mean, indifference is usually one of the better feedbacks we get. And this is where we come in. This is where we've done a lot of research, and this is where we help utility companies to actually engage their customers. I don't think we need to deeply discuss that it's important for utility companies to engage the customer. The more important task is how do you actually manage it? And so what we eventually provide for utility companies, and this is where the buzzwords come in, is white label cloud-based engagement software. So cloud-based, of course, it needs to be scalable. Doesn't have to be on local servers. Even with utility companies, they are willing to accept cloud services. White label, of course, every utility company wants to have their own design. They want to communicate with their end customer in a way that he's used to. And of course, we also want to foster the engagement between end customer and utility company. So for us, it doesn't make sense that the customer knows us as a company, but he should know his utility company. And how does it look like? So you receive a letter from your utility company every year, usually telling you that prices have increased, or you receive every 3 months a letter saying, okay, you need to pay for your electricity. Usually all those interaction points have quite a negative feeling to it, because either it's about higher prices or either it's about paying your bill. And so what we provide to the utility company is a platform where the customers can come in, enter a short digit code they find on their invoice, and get targeted feedback and tips that help them with their utility bill, or actually get more feedback. Those things vary a lot, and this is where one part of the research has come from. What do end customers actually want to do? Do they want to find quiz questions that help them? Do they want to have targeted saving tips? Do they want to collect bonus points? Do they want to compare with friends who's better or who's not, or goal setting for the end of the year? Those are all features that we target to each customer, specifically on what we think this customer needs in order to engage this person with the utility company. And of course, those people who do not find the way online, we can also send targeted reports as kind of an opt-out service where they receive not so interactive, but still very targeted feedback on their utility bill on a behavioral basis. So what does the utility company have from it? So first of all, they have happy and engaged customers. They have relevant customer insights, and this is actually where the second part of the research we've done comes from. I will talk about it later a little bit more. We have a targeted sales channel, because the interaction we have with the customer is not regulated as the invoice the utility sends out is. So we can place products, we can recommend services to each customer in a separate way, in a targeted way. And at the end of the day, we do have verified energy savings that result from engaging the customer. So far, we have a market share of 25% in Switzerland. It's it wasn't really hard to guess from the image. We are from Zurich, so our customers provide electricity to 1/4 of the Swiss market. In Germany, we've just landed our first success. Okay, so our first success now is flipping to the next slide. The second success is having won our first customer in Germany, one of the top 4 utility companies. We also won a partner, a reseller partner, ASEF, part of the VKU in Berlin, which we think is a very strong partner. And then we are very positive that we find quite a number of new potential new customers this year within Germany. So, what do we do with them? I mean, besides providing software, we actually do want to make money at the end of the day. So we receive a base license fee for our software. Utility companies can connect their smart meter to this system. Or actually, we have a smart meter interface. They can easily connect the smart meter to it. We receive an additional per smart meter license fee on that. And of course, for each mailing we send out, we receive again an additional fee. 2 more revenue streams, which are not as far as matured as the other 3, is a data dashboard, actually making money from the data and from the insights we provide. And actually building on this is a revenue share of products and services we sell. And when it comes to the data, we've just won last week a research grant worth about 400,000 francs, where we actually in junction with the ETH Zurich and a university in Germany, further elaborate the algorithms to get as much data as much information from the data we have as possible. And this is actually a field, of course, where we see a lot of potential, a lot of room for getting valuable insights from the data. So, we founded mid-2011. Our first 18, 19 months of business, we had a revenue of around 650 francs. Last year, we had revenues of around 1 million francs. And this year, we try to double it. It is challenging, given the sales cycle in those markets, and entering a new market is quite cumbersome. But we are positive that we will be able to double the revenues this year. And in order to boost actually our growth, we are trying to raise money. We are looking for a total investment of 1 million francs currently. And of those, about half of it is signed. We have an investor for this. And so 500,000 francs are available are open, and we are looking for investors for the other half of those 500,000 francs. So if you are interested in learning about how we engage our customers, if you might be interested in investing, or if you have any ideas on where the market is going and want to discuss anything in this direction, I'm super happy to talk to you during the break. And yes, that was my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jan. Do you have a question for this gentleman?
Right. Hi, Jan. How are the energy savings verified and by whom?
The energy savings are verified, first of all, based on consumption data we get from the utility company, and they are based from, from ETH Zurich. They actually have different types of verifying the energy savings. I mean, regulation is discussing various model. The model actually is a very simple model. We have a control group. We always have a control group of people living in the same area to work as a basis, and then it's more or less of just a change in consumption compared to control group. So this is actually not the most sophisticated kind of algorithm there is, but on a large scale, this definitely leads to a verification that we and the University of Zurich, or ETH Zurich, actually believes to be very trustworthy.
And the German utilities trust the Swiss university?
They trust the Swiss in general, and they do trust the Swiss when it comes to analyzing the data. They even trust the Swiss to have their data, which was surprising, but that is true.
Okay, another question?
Yeah, my name is Marcel. I was wondering, the customer engagement capability that your company has developed, to what extent is it also applicable in other markets than your current customers, the energy utilities?
That is a very interesting question. The system behind this is, the core system, the core software behind it is actually a system that is able to source data from various data sources, to actually analyze the data, to derive recommendations, targeted recommendations, and then for the customer, actually trying to find out which customer wants what type of feedback at what point in time. So it's kind of like a game engine to some extent, to actually find out what has the customer done in the past, what might he be doing next. So in a general sense, this is very applicable to other sources. It will, of course, require some adjustments, especially in terms of feeding the algorithm, actually feeding the learning phase. But after that, the applicability to other industries, from our point of view, is quite high.
Which one would be the first one you would like to enter after having conquered energy, mobility, or home, or what would it be?
Well, we have, of course, we've received questions from utility companies when it comes to mobility, e-mobility, and this might be interesting for us. But other than that, one of our team members actually just or will receive a baby in August, and he just thinks that pregnancy, like preparation for women, still can need a lot of improvement, and having actually kind of a pregnancy coach, which is more digital and connecting people in the same area that are also pregnant, for him is a super idea. He's now like concepting. But there are so many options. Right now we focus on energy, and given that besides electricity we have gas, we have heat, we have water, and then we have all over Europe and even beyond. There are so many more markets we can address and expand within the topic of energy, that right now we definitely are very busy focusing on that.
Cool. Thank you very much, Jan.
Thank you.